Hi, my name's Cree Gotcha, and I'm the modern day equivalent of a medieval jester. Welcome back to the channel, and if you're new, happy to have you aboard. There's plenty of agents in Zenless, from idols and animal girls to robotic lions and bears working construction. I thought it'd be fun to list what I think of you when I know your main. Remember, this video is all for fun, it's all just initial gut feelings. I mean no offense, so don't hunt me down and end my existence, alright? Okay? Okay, good. I'm glad we could understand, so lower the pitchforks and the torches, okay? They're scaring me. We're doing this alphabetically because if you don't know me, I'm lazy and it's how it's formatted on the wiki. Alexandrina Sebastian. I don't know why I said it like that. I know what you are. Don't worry, buddy. Me too. You probably hate how forgotten pen ratio is, and you're super happy when a new electric agent gets revealed. By the way, you should pull Sigrid. Ellis Timefield. You'll completely ignore any team suggestion that does not include Yuzu on the team, no matter what, to avoid separating them. Ambi Damara. You just really like her A-rank design. And you know what? That's valid, because it's way better. That's not a hot take. A-rank Ambi's design is way better than Sambi's. She's got that shit on. Anton Ivanov. You ignore tier lists or meta opinions and suffer in the pits of hell when you try to run anything other than his quick assist spam team. I know this because it's me. It's me. Aria. You either really love idols or the color pink, maybe both, but definitely at least one of them. You still complain about the lack of a robot form in animations when it's brought up. Saba Harumasa. Either you wailed back in 1.4 and run him on all content no matter the slander, or you've been saving for his rerun for 2 years no matter the slander. You've also heard countless memes about how he's going to die soon. It's a very common joke with him. Astra Yao. You despise Suna with your entire heart, and got her M2 just to make sure she never falls off. Bonus points, you're usually running her with Evelyn to not separate them. Banyue. Every time someone speaks about this character in any way, you will always find a way to mention, the lion does not, in some form. Bonus points, you're probably still waiting for Kete's guide. Ben Bigger. You'll pull whoever and do whatever to somehow make sure this guy can be ran as a DPS. Honestly, props to you because I hate this guy's kitten animation so much. Billy Kid. You've been playing this guy since 1.0 and bring up how you can clear endgame with A-ranks every chance you get. That or your name's Rezi. Bernice White. You probably tried a crit build at least once, and you struggled through the slander during 2.x during the Vivian Supremacy era, but now you feel vindicated with Valina and Remiel. Caesar King. You've probably said buff Caesar more times than you can count in the last year and argue that she's still useful. Bonus points, you're probably a tower warrior. Cecilia. You love dumb girls, seed, or snakes. You probably hate Severian. You probably pulled her M2 to make her a main DPS. Orin Wicks. Like Billy, you've been playing her since 1.0 and bring up the fact that you can clear endgame with her every chance you get. You studied Cornzone's videos night and day to improve. Dylan. You laugh at every other stun main that you can as you replace them all in their best in slot teams. You feel like you pulled Bitcoin and ignore Norma as much as you can. Ellen Joe. You'll never let her go and pray that she gets another buff or an SP. Don't worry, I'm also hoping for an SP as well. She's one of my favorites. Evelyn Chevalier. You don't care what new fire DPS comes out, they'll always be worse than Evelyn in your eyes. You'll probably also point out that she still doesn't have a best-in-slot disc set. Grace Howard. You cried tears of joy when she got buffed, and now you just spam her with Valina and Remiel, and pray people don't ask for the damage spread of your deadly assault runs. Oshimi Miyabi. You refuse to let go. Everyone is mid compared to Miyabi. She's tier 0 forever, and if she's not, the game has it out for her. Bonus points if you're a power scaler and frequently bring up how she beat every other Void Hunter in a fight. Hugo Vlad. Probably one of the most slandered group of people I have ever met. Every turn you take in the fandom, someone is making fun of your goat, and you just have to sit in the corner and watch. You probably pulled his M2. Like me. Jane Doe. You diehard defended Jane when her trailer came out, and now you randomly have 90 million people agreeing with you and using her as the perfect example of tasteful fan service. You probably chose her from the anniversary selector to get closer to M2. Jafufu. I'm so sorry, man. You don't deserve this. We'll just keep praying for a buff, okay? Kaleda. You don't care what anyone says, Kalea is still the fastest burst stunner in the game and you're patiently waiting for her potential buff. and you're low-key seething that she's last. Amano Monoto. Mainly depending on the platform you're encountered on, you either love that he's an A rank or hate that he's an A rank. If you hate it, you'll bring up how he was robbed of his rank by all the women around his release. You'll use him no matter what. Lighter. You'll cope and say he's still tier 0 in your heart, and all he needs is for his additional ability to be widened to make him viable for current teams. You're probably pulling Sigrid to use him again. Lucia. You got Bitcoin and probably cried tears of joy that you could get her M1 for free. You're starting to get nervous at the lack of Rupture mentions and the new subclass being revealed. Lucy. You're still waiting for the devs to fix her boar's terrible tracking and probably have M2 Lighter to make her a DPS. Nangung Yu. You loved your Limelight, but now you probably hate lmao for stealing your thunder 3 patches after she came out. You're probably relegating her to Miyabi carrying duty with Yuzua. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe to help me out, or don't. I mean, it's not like I want you to or anything. Huh. Baka. I'm never doing that again. Nekomata. These buffs got you moving in ways you never thought you could. You're easily getting 40Ks and praise from people that slandered your goat not even a month ago. Nicole. You don't need to pull a limited support. You can easily clear with Nicole. It's probably something you say a lot. You're waiting for that Nicole SP to be revealed. Norma. You might have pulled Bitcoin and you're starting to realize that yourself with every new character's release. You love her ult animation and probably think it's one of the best ones in the game. Orphe. You don't care if she's a brick. That's your goat and you'll run her as a main DPS if you need to, but you're probably still praying for more Aftershock characters. Panyan Hu. You're finding some way to cope that he's as good as Lucia with the new disk drive set, but probably relegate him to your second Rupture team anyways. Hyper Wheel. You've used her since 1.0 and love bring up how similar you can score to Jane mains, and love to spite them for fun. Romea. You were and probably still are fighting for your life defending her on Twitter and TikTok. You really love goth and emo aesthetics. Okra. You fell in love at first sight during 1.2 and prayed that she would become playable for the next 4 patches. Your firstborn is probably at risk because of this. Iroas. You love spamming zero cost, by the way, every time you score as high as someone with a limited unit. You're low-key evil, but like in a funny way, you know? Jing Yi. You're praying that she'll get a buff soon, and probably still use her with Haramasa, coping that she's still best in slot on any team available. Remiel Dan. You definitely wailed a little bit for that M1 or M2, and now you're killing every boss in the game without breaking a sweat. Without breaking a sweat. Seed. Oh, it's me. No, I'm joking. You fought for your life on Twitter or TikTok against endless hordes of hate messages. Nowhere was safe for you during Season 2. Her agent story probably made you cry like a little baby. aka me. Seth. You hate Severian. You despise him even. You think Seth deserved the S rank way more and stand on that heavily. Sambi. You definitely have her best in slot team and love trying to use her for everything. You probably also tried the double Ambi team just for the fun of it. Soldier 11. You call her Harin every time you mention her and get mad when no one knows who you're talking about. You also probably pulled Evelyn's engine to make her better. Okaku. You'll never give up on Mono Ice supremacy and desperately want more Oni lore in the game. You cried tears of pain the last time she was relevant was during the M2 Sokaku debacle. Starlight Billy. Every time someone brings up a revenue chart, you accept her fate or bring out a conspiracy theory board covered in red strings and graphs. Sigrid. You love Uma Musume horses or knightly women. Maybe all 3 at the same time. Bonus points if you really like Hulkenberg from Metaphor and you think they're really similar. I do. I think they're really similar, and I like both. Suna. Your saved images and gifs are all just variations of Random Kid and only Random Kid. She is the glue that holds your teams together. Trigger. You don't care she's not best in slot on the team, you're finding a way to use her no matter what. You probably spam the button on her during the selector. M1 Trigger Gang rise up. Tsukoshiro Yanagi. You probably have her M6. Seriously, I've met a weirdly large amount of people that have this character M6. You probably also fought against her, quote, looks like an NPC, end quote, allegations back in 1.3. Yuzua. You love this character and how meta-relevant they are, and probably despise Remiel for even attempting to overtake her. You still haven't accepted that she did, and that's okay. Grief is different for everyone. Valina. You pulled major anomaly Bitcoin and now you're having a hard time trying to figure out what team needs her more. You're probably praying that they'll make a cloning machine so you can have 2 of her on your account. Vivian Banshee. You refuse to look past Season 2 and still think she's the best Anomaly sub-DPS. You're pissed that everyone and their mama stole her entire niche and got a random bloom added to their kit. Von Lycon. You miss 1.0 Zenless and want more furries in the game. No one has ever topped his design and you stand by that with your whole heart. Yisheng Guang. You're either a meta player or you have a 30-paragraph argument and response every time she gets slandered online. There is no in-between. Yidhari Murphy. You keep begging people to actually learn her lore from her event even though it had terrible gameplay. You cringe every time you hear the Yixuan Shorts curse comment. Yixuan. You despise Hoyoverse for introducing her in 2.0 and writing her out of every story every chance they could get. You're also annoyed by the, technically, she's not a Void Hunter comments. Zhao. You definitely pulled as much as you could before her banner left so you wouldn't land yourself in another Haramasa situation. You're her biggest advocate for how universal she can be. Zhiyuan. Her being added to the lost pool was either the best thing that has ever happened to you or the worst thing, since now you lost hope that she'll get a buff. You also despise Pyrois with your entire being. And there we go, all 58 currently playable agents. I'm sure I might have said some things to upset some people somewhere, but,
It's only a game. Why you have to be mad?
If you enjoyed the video, please make sure to like and subscribe since it really helps the channel grow, and I hope you guys have a great day. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.